Okay guys, this is my 2019 F-150 Raptor. Today we're going to do a walk around and look at some of the modifications I've made on the truck. And we're going to look at some of the performance modifications I've done. At the end of the video, we're going to do a 0 to 60 run and get a good baseline. And then we'll talk about some of the future modifications, the performance modifications that I want to do. So let's talk about the 3 performance modifications that I have done already. I did the air-raid cold air intake for an increase of 9 horsepower. I did the AMS turbo inlet tubes for an increase of 20 horsepower. These are all to the crank. And I also did a Cobb tune. It's currently on stage 1 tune. And that should, according to the Cobb's dyno results, it has peak gains of 66 horsepower with max gains of 125 horsepower. I just took an average of that and averaged it to about 95 horsepower. So with that, the AMS tubes, the air-raid cold air intake, and the Cobb stage 1, so that's 20 horsepower, 9 horsepower, and 95 horsepower. You add that to the 450 crank horsepower that the truck comes with, and that should mean that the horsepower is 574 is what it should be up to right now. I did do a 0 to 60 test in the truck before I added the AMS turbo inlet tubes and to get a baseline, and today we're going to do one with the AMS turbo inlet tubes, the cold air intake, and the stage 1, all 3 together, and see what kind of time we can come up with. We'll see if there's any improvement over what we had the first time. Okay, right off the bat, you can see the air-raid cold air intake that I put on there. I chose this one mainly because it looked really good, almost like it should come from the factory. It does have this plate on here to help with heat. I think the horsepower rating on this one was around 9 horsepower increase is what they claimed. Then I added a JLT oil separator, and I have cleaned it out one time since I added it. Probably only had maybe 1,000, 2,000 miles on it, and there was oil in there, so seems to be a worthwhile modification. Doesn't increase any horsepower, just helps the engine stay cleaner, healthier, I suppose. Okay, AMS claims that on their dyno that you can get a 20 horsepower gain from installing these tubes. I did the installation myself. It wasn't too hard. Okay, here is a better look of the AMS BoostTubes and the air-raid cold air intake. Oh, it looks like this has a sticker on it that I haven't taken off. It's getting hot. There we go. So this is the AMS turbo boost tubes, and it goes all the way down there and connects to the passenger's side turbo. Alright, and it has bigger hoses, allow more air to come through. And then the other one, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. It goes down, way down there, connects to that turbo. Here's the tube right there. It's a tight fit, squeezing them in, but you can do it. You can do it on your own. I did all these modifications myself. Here's the air-raid cold air intake. All right, so that's a closer look at that from that angle. See if you can see it in here. Okay, right there. I'm thinking that you can see it there. That's where it connects. You just slide it down there and connect it and tighten it down. That's the passenger side. And this is the driver's side. Right there, you can see it. And it makes a big difference as far as sound and power. I can definitely feel it, I can definitely hear it. Probably number one mod for power would be the tune. And then the second one that I've done would definitely be these AMS boost tubes. And then the cold air intake definitely helps with the sound and breathing and power as well. But if I ranked them in order, it'd be number one, the tune, number two, the AMS boost tubes, and then the cold air intake. And of course, next I do want to get the intercooler so I can do stage 2. It has really good noise when you're driving down the road. The whistles and the turbo whine, and then you can hear the thump too in the back of the exhaust. I think a lot of that is the AMS turbo inlet. I put the cold air intake on first. I did hear an increase in some turbo noises, but really started to hear it a lot after I put those boost tubes on. So let's take it out on the road and see if you can hear the turbo noises for yourself. Okay, you can see the results here on the Cobb Access Port Tuner. The 0-60 time was 5.955, which is a huge improvement over the last time that I did, which was 6.588 seconds. That was with the intake and just the tune. This one, again, was with the intake, the tune, and the AMS boost tubes. So I think the boost tubes definitely work. Okay, that's going to be all for today. Hope y'all enjoyed that. We'll do another 0-60 time trial as soon as I do the next performance modification. The next one I think is going to be the SPD turbo exhaust adapters. I'm going to put those on there. I believe the gains for that one is somewhere around 20 horsepower. We'll do the 0-60 run when I get that one installed, and we'll see if it makes a difference. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day.